Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Strzok, you were, or you are a special agent for the FBI. How long?
Going on 22 years, sir.
And you
Actually,
pretty much spent
just over 20, sir.
You pretty much spent your professional career at the FBI. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the Republicans on this committee seem to be obsessed with your text messages, but during your long career with the FBI, you've accomplished quite a bit more than simply leaving a text message trail. Is that correct?
I've had the privilege of working on an extraordinary number of very great cases.
Well, you rose through the ranks of the FBI to, at one point, become chief of the counter-espionage section at the FBI. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your career at the FBI culminated with your appointment as the Deputy Assistant Director of the Counterintelligence Division. Is that correct?
Well, I certainly held that. I would tell you I'm extraordinarily proud to have worked as a DAD in the Human Resources Division as well.
And during your career in counterespionage at the FBI, did you lead a counterintelligence operation that was called Operation Ghost Stories?
I did not lead it. I was one of the many agents who started that investigation, and a pair of the subjects early on that I was one of the case agents on.
You worked on it throughout the course of that 10-year investigation?
No, just at the beginning, several years, sir.
I see. But you worked on many other counterintelligence investigations during your career at the FBI?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Now, Operation Ghost Stories was a multi-year counterintelligence investigation of a network of United States-based Russian spies working as covert agents of Russian intelligence, the agency known as SVR. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And the target of that investigation was a group of covert SVR agents who had assumed false identities and were living in the United States on long-term, deep-cover assignments, correct?
That's correct.
You've investigated a number of those kinds of counter or intelligence. You've presided over a number of those types of investigations during your time with the FBI. Is that correct?
I have, yes.
And these Russian agents have infiltrated America, set up to be undercover and then develop sources they can use then to develop information and then funnel that information back to Russia. Isn't that correct?
Yes, to develop that information from the United States and other denied areas from within our government.
And as soon as you find one cell, if you will, of Russian spies, take them down, there are also other cells working throughout America. Isn't that correct?
That's generally correct.
And it was your job to keep on top of that kind of activity.
Yes.
You led a team of FBI agents who did nothing other than counterintelligence investigations for the FBI. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were successful in arresting and prosecuting numerous individuals for espionage and other crimes against the United States of America. Isn't that correct?
Me as part of a large number of very competent, talented folks, yes.
And, sir, you've gained a great deal of intelligence about Russian spying activities, their methods and sources as they operate in the United States and in other allied nations. Isn't that correct?
Certainly true within the United States and to a lesser extent overseas.
And you've used your skills to keep America safe.
I have, sir. It's my proud duty to have done so.
There's a lot more to your career than a few emails. Isn't that correct? And text messages.
Absolutely, sir.
So to boil it down to that is really a disservice to you. I think as opposed to the Republicans here being so desperate to find a way to discredit the Mueller investigation by discrediting you as a person, I think rather than they doing that, we should be honoring you for the work that you have done over the last 22 years to keep this nation safe. And this hearing is a reckless abuse and misuse of congressional authority. I'm looking forward to Republicans finishing the hell up with this damn Peter Strzok text message investigation.